Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts. It's time for the Champions Trophy semifinals. Two massive clashes, four world-class teams, and a whole lot of fireworks coming your way. It's India versus Australia, and then South Africa versus New Zealand. And we have some absolute legends in the house to break it all down. First up, it's the battle of old rivals, India versus Australia. Two cricketing powerhouses, one semi-final, one spot in the final. It doesn't get bigger than this. And who better to join me than the Aussie maestro himself, the one and only Ricky Ponting. Punter, my friend, your boys in yellow, how ready are they for this big clash? I hope you're ready, because this Indian team is in rampaging form.
Go again, mate. Ravi, I love the enthusiasm, but let's get real. Australia has been there, done that. Knockout games, we own them. India may have looked good in the group stages, but when it comes to the pressure moments, we show up when it matters. The Australians have picked up steam at the right time. The bowling attack looks settled. The top order has found form when it matters. And mate, we're about to spoil the party in Dubai.
Show up? Ricky, your team barely showed up in the group stages. You got lucky with the rain twice over. Also, let's not forget, India has been in red hot form this tournament. The batting has been rock solid, the spinners are doing the damage, and the conditions in Dubai, well, they suit India beautifully. That surface takes turn, and you know what that means. Australia has to tackle quality spin in a high pressure game. That's true, Ravi, but don't write off the Australian batters so quickly. The way they've played spin in the last few games has been top class. The key for Australia will be how well we rotate the strike against spin in those crucial middle overs. That's where most teams have struggled against India in this tournament. But I'd say this, if the Aussies can attack the spinners and not let them settle, the pressure will shift right back onto India. And that's a big if, Ricky. You know how deadly India spinners can be when they get into their rhythm. If they control the middle overs, Australia, well, they'll be in trouble. And don't forget, India's power play bowling has been top class as well. Yeah, but Australia's top order has the experience to handle it. If they see off the early threat, they can really push the Indian attack. The battle between India's new ball bowlers and Australia's openers, well, that's going to be a game changer. Yes, and also your Aussie boys have had quite a roller coaster ride in this tournament, haven't they?
Well, Ravi, it's been a mixed bag for Australia. The rain-affected matches disrupted our momentum, but the win against England showcased our resilience and ability to fight right till the end. The squad's depth is being tested, especially with the absence of key players like Stark, Cummins, and Hazelwood.
Absolutely, Ricky. Players like Nathan Ellis and Spencer Johnson have shown promise. But let's talk about the spin department. Adam Zampa admittedly has not been at his peak form. How crucial is his role against India's batting lineup?
Well, Zampa, despite not being at his best, he's managed to pick crucial wickets. His performance against India's top order, especially players like Rohit and Kohli, will be pivotal. If he can find his rhythm, oh, he could tilt the balance in Australia's favour.
Well, speaking of India's batting, Virat, Rohit, and Gill in particular have been in sublime touch. And even Shreyas contributed significantly when the top three failed against New Zealand. But the spotlight is on our mystery spinner, Varun Chakravarti. His 5 for 42 against New Zealand was a masterclass in spin bowling. How do you see Australia's batsmen countering his variations?
Well, Chakravarti's emergence adds a new dimension to India's attack. The Australian batsmen need to adopt a proactive approach, using their feet and employing sweeps to disrupt his length. The key is not allowing him to settle into a rhythm.
Yeah, well said, Ricky. And what about the new ball? Australia's pace attack has been breathing fire, but the Indian openers have been handling it like a dream. If they get through that first 10 overs, Ricky, the game could tilt in India's favour. Don't you think?
Well, that's what we thought in 2023 as well, Ravi. But you know what happened in the World Cup final in 2023? India was the best team in all tournament, undefeated, dominant, went in as favourites on a dream run. And then, under the lights in Ahmedabad, Australia turned up when it mattered the most and stole the show. And that's the thing with this Aussie team. When the pressure is on, they deliver. India will still have that in the back of their minds, won't they?
Oh, we remember that night all too well, Ricky. And trust me, so do the Indian boys. This Indian team has unfinished business, and there would be no better way to settle the scores than by knocking Australia out of the Champions Trophy. Same teams, same high stakes, but this time, India is here to settle the score. Now let's talk about those key matchups. What about Australia's fast bowlers versus India's openers Rohit and Gill? The Aussies, well, they love to bowl short, attack the body, test the technique, but these Indian openers have been handling the bounce and pace like a dream in this tournament.
Yeah, spot on, Ravi. The way Australia uses the short ball will be crucial. If we can get early wickets, India's middle order will be under pressure. But there's another key battle. India's finishers versus Australia's death bowling. That's where things could get really spicy.
Absolutely. The last 10 overs are going to be absolutely critical. India has been scoring big in the death, and if they get set, Australia could be chasing a massive total. Also, it's not easy to get in and start scoring quickly at the start of your innings. So if you're in, you get set and you play right through to the end, and then it gets easier to slog away in those last few overs. And Ricky, you know the conditions at Dubai. It's not just about raw pace, it's also about smart variations in the bowling.
Yeah, Yorkers, slower balls, execution at the death will be the key. But let's flip it around. What about India's bowling at the back end? If the Aussies can get to the last 10 overs with wickets in hand, oh, you know how dangerous our lower order could be.
And that's why the middle overs are so important, Ricky. In my opinion, the middle overs is going to determine the game. Not the first power play, not the last one either. It's the middle overs, overs 10 to 40. Which team controls and plays that better, I think are going to be victorious. If India spinners put the squeeze on Australia, well, Australia could find it tough to accelerate in the death overs. But if Australia keeps wickets in hand, oh, they could explode at the back end with the likes of Maxwell to come. This is going to be a battle of tactics, temperament, and execution.
Well, you know what they say. Big games bring out the best in the Aussies. India has a point to prove, but Australia loves the big occasion. History tells us that when the heat is on, we rise.
Well, history is there to be rewritten, mate. This is going to be a battle for the ages. India versus Australia, a place in the final on the line. You don't want to miss it.